I've never really had any muscle injuries before. Like the two matches that I had to withdraw from, one was my wrist, and the other one was my back, which is the joint. And I've never had like sharp pain in my muscle before, so that was worrying for me. And thankfully, I managed to get it done in straight sets.
You mentioned.
No, I mean I was still moving okay, but it's just the pain, and when you get pain in your body, that distracts you, and you start thinking about that, rather than hitting the ball and the tactics and what you're trying to do in the match. So it's distracting because you're worried about the outcome. I wasn't thinking about withdrawing. I was just more concerned about how my leg was. Yeah, I mean, surprised, but I think it's understandable. He's had so many injury problems that everyone's just sort of forgetting about, and he's hardly played tennis for the last 3 years, and he knows his body. I'm sure he's got advice from people that are much more aware of what he's gone through than any of us are, and his decisions should be respected more than anyone else, because he's worked so hard to get back to the position that he's in now, playing against the best players in the world and beating them, and his decision 100% should be respected here, because he's been through a lot and none of us know what that's like. Yeah, probably. But I think like this weekend, I kind of just accepted it better than what I have in the past. Like I expected to feel tired. I expected my body to feel not great, and knew that I was going to be in some pain this weekend. And I spoke, to my team about that it was going to be really hard. So my expectations were less. Sometimes I've come into weekends and thought, okay, this is going to be all right, and then, at the end of it, felt horrendous. Actually after the tie against Japan, when I hadn't played a match for a while, I felt, physically I was shattered after that. And obviously I wasn't so much like emotionally tired after that match, but just became a father for the first time, so that was a challenging kind of period as well. But I think because I accepted it, about how I was going to feel, I actually handled it okay. Yeah, big achievement for sure. I think all of us were pretty down on Friday night. You could kind of sense that, like, throughout the whole team. It's been such a long day as well, and at worst, obviously, we're hoping to go in at 1-1. So yeah, I mean, if we end up winning the tie, would be great, and chance to play for another Davis Cup. If not, still been a great effort, great run, and no one would have expected this, 4 or 5 years ago. So we should be proud regardless of what happens, so long as Dan gives his best out there. Yeah, the crowd helps big time for sure, because never worry that when I'm going to get out there, that I'm going to feel flat or anything, like, because you just can't feel that way when you have that intense an atmosphere and such a supportive crowd. It makes a huge difference to all the players, and it was definitely harder to play in for the away team